Have you ever pondered why you sense such a strong and unquestionable spiritual call among billions of people existing in this planet? As the head of the channel, The Spiritual Secret, Gabriel here today will reveal something that will transform what you know about your spiritual path. This message arrived straight to your soul. Your being here is not random, but rather a planned heavenly meeting between spirit and destiny. If you are here, something within you cries out for this secret truth. This metamorphosis, only the selected ones may go through. I disclose now a secret to your awakening. For anyone who feels the call of heaven, this is a message given right at the core of a leader. Your soul cannot let you to miss this chance to connect with this insight. Every word you will hear below is a real choice from God, sculpted in the unseen tissues of time, ready for absorption by you. Have you ever experienced spiritual restlessness, an indication that something more significant is going to pass through your life? Therefore, put your mark in the comments, express your bravery, and acknowledge by watching this video that you have been sent to this message with a divine intent. Get ready, as the following revelation might permanently change the direction of your spiritual life. Thus, go with me as we expose together what it means to be a chosen one. The biggest secret that may change your life is realizing what it means to be selected in the unseen fabric of the cosmos. Millennia passed, hiding this fact only gradually to see behind the shadow of worldly illusions. For those who start to wake to their true life, it is not an assumption, but rather a strong spiritual truth that profoundly connects in their soul. Have you ever pondered why certain tests appear to be repeated in your life, as if the world was trying to convey something you still don't know? Being a chosen one is a call engraved on the strands of your life, a vibration softly in every cell, in every thought, in every deed, much more than a spiritual title. It is like a seed with the divine code of a bigger purpose waiting for the proper time to grow. See your life as a flowing river headed toward an ocean of possibilities. Can you sense the unseen currents guiding your choices, desires, struggles, sometimes even your divine shocks? Over time, you could have experienced a burning need for transcendence, an unexplainable pull towards something greater than yourself, and a means of illumination for your path. This is the phenomena of the selected ones, a power that draws him constantly toward his actual purpose. Spend some time considering the times your intuition appeared to scream, begging you to leap of faith, or about the events when near-perfect synchronizing altered your fate. Knowing what it means to be a chosen one is a spiritual need, not just a question of interest. Ignoring this summons is to be oblivious to opportunities and difficulties that, if perceived properly, may cause a significant metamorphosis. Those who stay in darkness never stop living in a circle of inertia when fulfillment and happiness appear constantly unattainable. More than ever, now is the ideal moment to wake to your actual nature and begin living in line with your divine mission. Unlocking the doors of vision and unleashing the power residing in your spiritual essence depends on this realization. Get ready. Our following step will take you far further into knowledge of what it means to be given by God with just one decision. Join me on this road. The change you yearn for is only one step ahead. It is time to explore the greatness of this spiritual ocean as we emerge from the early waves of knowledge. Imagine living in a theater where the stage of your life is continuously changing. A brilliant day with splendor and another hidden behind darkness. As selected, this is the situation in which you perform. The lights glow more vividly only because of knowledge of your essence. Consider your path as a fine needlework in which every thread stands for an experience. Under close inspection, the pattern may seem disorganized. However, as you distance yourself, the actual picture, the divine goal, showcases itself. Have you ever experienced events in your life that felt entirely motivated by power beyond human comprehension? Times when everything appeared to line together, as if the gods had dropped to earth, especially to show you something noteworthy? The selected ones have this hidden call, a quiet symphony guiding their judgments and behavior. Think back on these events and how they helped you to choose the road you now take. You are meant to cultivate your spiritual roots in quiet before you show full brilliance, much like a massive tree hidden beneath earth. The selected ones live such lives. They discover strength in deep until one day their roots sustain a beauty that reaches the skies. There are some in the Holy Scripture called for great purposes, like Joseph, who journeyed paths of shadows to at last lead the light at the proper moment. Does your heart already sense these strong spiritual roots throbbing, giving you the power to weather the worst storms and therefore grow? On the other hand, if this sensitivity is disregarded, the fruits of its essence will stay asleep, and the circle of questions and yearnings would continue to be an infinite echo. But by embracing this fact, a great bump appears, wherein every fruit of your spiritual activity returns to feed your soul and motivate those around you. It is a transformation that turns uncertainty in clarity, solitude into divine connection, agony into purpose. Ask yourself at this turning point, is I ready to absorb this truth and allow my soul to blossom completely? Let this contemplation reach the most private corner of your awareness, because we now focus on the awareness of the processes guiding this awakening, and together we will untangle the path to a higher condition of living. The trip is still long, but be confident the following turn will expose the magical gears under the seeming world. Understanding how the greatest degrees of awareness are progressively shown when the soul aligns with its actual purpose is crucial in the continuing of our deep dive into the facts that control the path of the selected ones. At this deepening stage, transcendental reality becomes more physical, and the nuances of the spirit start to clearly affect the materialism of existence. This knowledge is not just a philosophical idea, but also a process that every selected life in spontaneously and usually unconscious. Consider yourself on a trip throughout an antique labyrinth. Every road offers fresh opportunities and difficulties. Only by means of introspection and education can the golden gates of knowledge open themselves. Every choice he makes in life is like a fork guiding him to decide between the known road leading to the light of deepest knowledge or familial comfort. Have you ever had such epiphanies when, in the calm of a meditation or under the weight of a strong event, did you discover a truth about your own life that hitherto evaded it? At that instant, even for a little minute, a curtain raised revealed a sight of his heavenly link. Remember Moses, who sensed the summons to alter the course of his people when confronted with the burning bush, in addition to hearing the word of God. So it is with you, selected, an inner spark that upon response illuminates your whole road ahead. Ignoring this appeal, staying in the shadow of ignorance, is to reject the chance of total fulfillment and significance. It's like shutting your eyes before a great sunrise meant to wipe the darkness of your path. But when you do answer the call at last, your life becomes whole and directed. You walk with the confidence of those who know they follow the divine design, because your spirit fits the cosmos. Think back on these phases of spiritual development and how they show themselves in our life. Let yourself experience in your heart a closer relationship with the divine purpose. Ask yourself, am I ready to stay in the familial cycles of doubt and resistance, or open to accept this truth, to completely experience this awakening that is shown to me? The decision you make today will outline your spiritual path and reflect in the eternity of your soul. Prepare. As we keep in this harmonic dance of discovery and truth, much more will be unveiled and comprehended. There are unseen but physical systems working non-stop throughout the immensity of the cosmos to help the selected ones undergo spiritual development. These procedures are like heavenly masterpieces, in which every note and stop serves a particular function, guiding the soul via phases of waking and illumination. They are meant to help you to be in line with your own nature, a symphony designed to cleanse, fortify, and uplift the soul, mind, and body. Spiritual awakening marks the initial level of this process. This is the moment you realize your link with something far more, like the dawn tearing the night sky. It might begin with a little inner whisper, or with a major incident upsetting its roots. At this point, its spirit comes alive. The mind opens like the ground, ready to receive the first rain. The trial phase follows, when the storms of the earth are mirrors, reflecting their strengths and shortcomings. Like the gold that has to be refined in fire, it is its proof that, in actuality, cut its essence and exposes its actual nature. Though this is a preparation for the rebirth, feeling lost or disappointed here is normal. The third step, transformation into action, is in which the body becomes the means of manifesting the potential of the spirit, and the intellect accepts the knowledge acquired. Experience is of clarity and conviction. Judgments taken in line with their ultimate goal are made, and the energy, formerly scattered now, flow coherently. At last, the attainment of heavenly harmony, in which life is living its truth, becomes as natural as breathing. Your life runs in line with the so-called paradise. Joseph, in his interpretation of dreams, that not only rescued his people, but also built him to leadership. The world around him glows with fresh hues. This is the height, the whole blooming of your soul. But the neglect of these systems may keep us selected in the shadows, caught in a cycle of uncertainty and inertia, much as when one rounds an infinite desert. Ignoring these stages and failing to use this understanding runs the danger of embracing the permanency in the captive of the uncertainty, in which the completeness is always out of grasp. Time is now, as every missed moment marks a stride different from its grandeur. Since the future will be created in the heat of the current activity, I advise you to see and engage yourself in these transformative processes. Though difficult, the road promises to pay off those who decide to follow their golden path. You have transformation in your hands. Seize this chance for spiritual transmutation before it blows over your life like a brief breeze. It is vital to grasp the internal and external processes guiding the course of the selected ones in their transformation as we pursue our exploitation of the working of spiritual mechanisms. These systems guide every soul throughout the labyrinth of spiritual awakening, like the beats of a celestial drum resonating in the compass of eternity. There is first the inner waking mechanism. This period marks the beginning, that moment when a spark of awareness strikes the being and starts deeper questioning and relentless search for meaning. At this point, the selected one starts to see the faint symphonies of the cosmos, the synchronics all around him as universal signals. This process transforms the mind into rich soil, ready to sprout fresh truths, while the soul feeds on the anticipation of new vistas of knowledge. The second phase is the activation of essence, in which the selected one moves from a state of perception to an active state of connection with regard for their goal. This is the period of spiritual self-absence, when meditation, prayer, and reflection turn into the indispensable instruments. At this stage, the body starts to sense the great resonance of the soul and starts to undergo good changes, like more energy and health. Have you ever experienced unexpected energy vitality in line with your belief in your actual path? The transforming commitment is the third phase. It helps you to behave in line with this new knowledge. Here, the selected one has to make decisions and confront facts that define its degree of dedication to awakening. Obstacles will be unavoidable. They are tests that temple the spirit, like the gold that must pass the fire to get its ultimate purity. But it is only via these challenges that actual transformation takes place. That food that becomes nourishment only upon complete digestion. And last, harmonious integration. That is, when the chosen everyday life incorporates all these teachings and experiences. This is the stage when spirituality transcends the notion and pervades all element of existence, thereby guiding ideas, words, and everyday activities from the spiritual perspective. Here, intellect and heart are in harmony with the cosmos, performing a magnificent dance between what is transitory and what is everlasting. Ignoring these systems means forfeiting the chance to experience the totality of life, and so prolongs cycles of stasis that stifle spiritual development. Resistance to this call causes the soul to break, enabling doubt and fear to enter, and hides the clarity only waking can provide. Thus, matching yourself with these procedures helps you to welcome the transformation that results in the disclosure of your actual spirit and the fulfillment of your divine will. Now let us really consider and be ready both inside and outside for the following phases of knowledge and spiritual development that yet call us on this holy road. Imagine two routes opening up ahead. In one, a chosen one sets out on the road of self-discovery and spiritual satisfaction after realizing his actual nature. In the other, one picked, choose the false comfort of the passenger delights above his inner summons. These two roads lead to rather different lives, one immersed in sunshine, the other hidden behind darkness. The first selected is the one who embraces his soul and travels with a spark of light, warming and lighting. Motivated by a goal beyond the ordinary, he confronts difficulties with bravery, recognizing in every barrier a chance for personal development and closer alignment of his life with the divine mandate. Empathy and understanding feed your connections, therefore reflecting the love you have for everyone in your vicinity. Like David, who Samuel named and handed over to lead with integrity, he selected advancements with destination and will. The second selected, nevertheless, dismisses the signals and turns away the awakened awareness. His existence turns into a never-ending loop of restless sleep and ghostly disappointment in which uncertainty and anxiety follow closely. He let himself be a prisoner of the norms that confine him, therefore separating him from real connections and a goal that may improve not only his life, but also that of others around him. Like Saul, who strayed from the prescribed road and confronted his own hopelessness, this selected is discussed against the tide without direction or inner peace. Ask yourself, which of these ways do I find myself today? After really considering your own path, as the choice to embrace this reality is personal, yet its effects show in all spheres of your life. Choosing to welcome your essence not only changes your spiritual path, but also enhances every minute of your human existence. Every act of acceptance promises an enlightened future. Every act of rejection pulls the shadow of lost chances. The decision on spiritually waking or falling asleep shapes not only its approach, but also the basis of its eternity. Remember, the route we choose to follow is just a mirror of the essence we select to respect or disregard. It is up to you to identify which voice will lead your steps forward. Imagine two selected people traveling on their own paths to show the spiritual truth we are discovering. The former decides to live in line with this holy insight and acknowledges his spiritual identity. Imagine this selected traversing the planet like Joseph, who kept his faith and vision when betrayed and cast into the darkness of jail, finally rising to a position of tremendous purpose and influence. Inspired by trust in the divine, this selected views the difficulties not as roadblocks, but rather as steps required to reach fresh heights of personal conscience and satisfaction. Their interactions start to be sources of encouragement for each other, enhanced by a spiritual link outside of this planet. Conversely, the second selected prefers the familiarity of instant comfort and transient illusions over acknowledging its underlying reality. Your life seems empty, as if you were continuously searching for something you would never be able to reach. Like Saul, who forgot his mission, those selected plunge into cycles of discontent and suffering, where even worldly success cannot cover the hole only spiritual sincerity might heal. In the first sense, the selected one encounters the clarity and calm resulting from acceptance and congruence with the divine goal. Gratitude and growth abound in his days. Even amid trying circumstances, he finds strength in the depths of his rebuilt faith. In the second sense, the chosen one is always in internal turmoil, where resistance to truth causes discord and conflict in his relationships, therefore separating him from the completeness he yearns to experience. Reflecting on this matter is essential, as the acceptance or rejection of its spiritual call determines not only its present moment, but also the great possibilities of its future. You should therefore examine within and ask, which of these paths do I find myself today? While recognizing the reality of its core might enable you to live a life of purpose and satisfaction, choosing the route of resistance can help you to keep in a loop of frustration and stagnation. Selected, the decision is yours. Underlying this choice is a power able to change everything around it. Always keep in mind, what will you do with this truth? Every decision you make will help you to define your path and create your fate. Thus, let your choices be sensible and courageous, as every one of us is engaged in the fragile and holy fabric of spiritual awakening. We have time right now to turn knowledge into action. Every shared phrase here will only be meaningful if you decide to use it in your life. For it is in action that spiritual reality shows itself. In the movement of the spirit, that resistance is broken and fresh truths are exposed. It requires the bravery to step out of theory and into practice. While the action releases and transforms, inertia guarantees the permanency in the patterns they bind. I give 3 spiritual activities that you might combine right now to go towards your awakening. Initially, the meditation on divine purpose. Find a peaceful area, feel naturally at ease, and slow and deep breathing. Close your eyes and see a golden glow encircling your whole body down from the heavens. Stay in this meditation for at least 20 minutes, letting you become lost in the depth of its core, experiencing calm and clarity emerge. Declare in silence, I am open to divine truth, that it reveals to me my greatest purpose. Breathe silently. Second, the spiritual diaries habit. Write in a personal. Journal your ideas and impressions of the day before sleeping at night, particularly for noting the causes of thankfulness and the indicators of your more higher goal. This technique helps the mind to recondition, to discover meaning in daily life, therefore revealing patterns and perspectives that the routine typically obscures. Third, the way harmony is portrayed. See your ideal day every day at a set moment, living in line with your spiritual core. From little deeds to great successes that speak to your call, feel every element of your life carried out. This habit helps you to stay dedicated to your visions and draws occurrences that match this reality to the actual one. Those who want to see how well these techniques work might set personal challenges to begin today. Set aside a 5-minute meditation throughout the following 20 to 24 hours, concentrating only on listening to your intuition, free from illusions. Record the messages and impressions that surface. Know that opposition accompanies all change, even the spiritual ones. This is so because the mind seeks to defend itself under the false comfort illusion. Let me stress, nevertheless, that overcoming this reluctance is a natural part of things. Those who keep on discover the freedom of the profound awakening that completely changes their lives and their character. Selected, with this fact, your path from now on will define itself. The call went out. Will you reply? It is time to act and start approaching your actual nature. Those who brave to search for it will find transformation. Today we go on a significant journey together to discover the meaning of being a chosen soul meant to serve a larger good on this planet. We review the secrets to the spiritual awakening, as every moment presents a special chance for development, and since your path in life depends on your acceptance of this fact. Remember, however, your road is not over here. This is just another season on the never-ending road of spiritual development, where fresh discoveries still lie ahead. Now, I would like you to consider this. Knowing the truth before you, what would you want to do? The route that will follow from this point will be curved, depending on this little but significant decision. Accepting your purpose determines not just your today, but also the full future road your soul will follow. Should this message really speak to you, commit yourself to the comments when you write, I accept my call. Every written word is a holy act of proclamation to the cosmos, therefore supporting its aim to live in line with the divine plane. Now let us combine in spirit in a quick prayer. May God illuminate your ways, strengthen your soul, and open your eyes to the realities buried. Following the road meant for you should help you to discover clarity, strength, and direction. Good. Still, the travel does not end here. We shall untangle an even more profound reality in the upcoming message, something that may transform everything in your spiritual knowledge. You should be aware as your ongoing development and inner clarity depend on this realization. Selected, keep in mind, you travel this journey not alone yourself. The trip started, and every stride reveals fresh knowledge. Subscribe to the channel and turn on the alert bell to monitor upcoming material, therefore assuring that every message arrives directly as a gift to your spiritual growth. I bid you farewell, knowing that together we are laying a road of truth and light. Every day you build your faith, your inner power will show itself. Until our next conference, which looks to be just as insightful as it was. Go in peace and with intent, as the finest is yet to be found.